Same old song. Just a drop of water in an endless sea. All we do crumbles to the ground, though we refuse to see. Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. You see, there I am. I'm just one normal guy. I'm trying to figure out what to do and don't know what's going on. And it's a strange world. It's in the early 2000s and this East-West conflict is happening and you're listening to Hot Conflict. And my name is Salim Siddiqui and there is a war going on. But what we're fighting for, no one really understands. There are sides. But who's on what side, we really can't tell. We have enemies, but who they are specifically, no one can actually explain. There are people with grievances, but what they are, no one really knows. Who are you? What are you doing? What's going on? You see, I'm back in the world now. I'm saying, forget it. I'm not interested in all the political stuff. Well, of course, I'm interested. I pay attention, but I'm not really involved in anything. I'm going to law school. I'm doing my thing. I'm studying. I'm paying attention in class. I'm now in Houston, Texas. The economy's gotten crazy, and so I couldn't make it into a state school. I couldn't make the cut now because everybody wants to get a higher level education. The economy's starting to turn south. The tech bubble's gone. The real estate bubble's not so clear. And everybody's thinking, okay, now's the time to get a secondary education. MBA programs are full. Law schools are full. Those who had decent GPAs and relatively good scores just a few years ago that could get into a state school with just a few $1,000s a semester, maybe $4 or $5 grand, $5, $6 grand for law school. Now, positions are really tough and you got to really have good scores, or you got to be willing to pay or arrange for money to go to a private school. So I'm at a private school and I'm paying $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 a semester for tuition, and I'm taking government loans and I'm taking student loans and I'm dealing in the riba and the interest, and I'm breaking all my own rules and all the rules that are set for all of us because I'm thinking there's no way you can pay for a real professional degree, medical, dental, law, or any of those degrees without using the government system and the loan system, and the whole system is designed against you. If you're the average person, you can't find $150,000, $200,000 to go to a professional degree. You have to use student loans, and everybody uses student loans. It's the only way to get ahead. And of course, you start thinking about the game again, and you're playing in the mix and you're doing everything you need to. You're recommending other people now. Well, now if we're going to think long term, now we got to start thinking differently. It's time to, maybe deal in riba with real estate and start doing bigger projects and start using riba in the masjids and start using riba in the community centers. Start thinking long term. Let's start building bigger projects. Let's start thinking like we're from here. That's the way everybody started to think. We have to mix into the melting pot of America because they think we're some enemy from another country, and we need to make sure that they understand that we're from here. You see, I'm in law school, I'm doing my own thing, and everybody's trying to figure out what the war is really about. And I ended up flying to Chicago for a winter conference, a winter legal conference with the Council on Legal Education opportunity. And I think to myself, I'm only a few hours from Toronto. I'm only a few hours from my mom and dad. And so I'll just rent a car, go from Chicago to Toronto, and then come back. I'm only going to Chicago for a weekend. I'll spend 2 or 3 days with my parents and then come back and go back home. I'm just on a brief little holiday. I leave the United States, go to Canada, visit my folks, and then I try to come back into the United States. And that, as you know, brothers and sisters, is always a problem. I get refused entry. As a matter of fact, they take my green card away from me. You see, my wife's an American. I have a green card, but I'm a Canadian citizen, so I never tried to become an American because I didn't think I needed to become an American. I'm a Canadian, and let's be honest, Canada and America is almost the same thing. You wouldn't even know that there was any difference. And there actually didn't used to be when we were growing up. I mean, we used to go from Toronto to Buffalo just to go buy a CD or a bag of chips. Just to go across the border using nothing than a Metro card, a library card, using nothing at all. Those were the good old days, but now it wasn't like that at all. I get the interrogation, get cuffed, of course, go through the whole long situation, and at the end of a 5, 8, 10-hour session, I get refused entry into the United States of America. And I'm starting to think, is this how they do it? They just screw your plans and figure out a way so that no matter what you try to do, now I'm not even going to be able to go back to school when my family's stuck in the States. I'm stuck over here. They're all American, my wife, my kids, and I'm going to be stuck in Canada. What is this? Day after day, I'm calling immigration. I'm calling different people at law school. I'm expecting some kind of support being in the legal field now. But finding love for Muslims is hard to find. Especially in the heated times of the early 2000s, right after 9/11, during the Bush administration, where every other day there was a yellow or a orange or a red alert, so that everybody should be scared and worried about me. You're supposed to be scared of me, right? You see, it takes like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. I keep trying to get back into the States. Eventually, I go through a whole other interrogation with the men in black. They come down, go through the whole paperwork, go through everything. And I'm in the interrogation at the customs office and at the border. And I'm saying again, listen, every time I go through, you agents come down, and today there's 3 of you, and this has been a 10-day process, and this is really a waste of the taxpayers' money. And they're not finding my perspective very interesting. But I'm saying I'm serious. I mean, I know you're going to hassle me every time, but you guys run the gambit on me every single time. And you guys actually had to take the time to physically come down here, 3 whole agents, when there are actual threats. And I'm not one of them. Is there any way for me to avoid this and for you to avoid this? Yeah, the same way we always tell you. Come in with us. Go into custody. Let us run you through the lie detector test. Let us run you through the whole system and make sure you're not actually a threat. I said, but I'm not a threat. I mean, there's no reason why to think I'm a threat. And you guys keep interrogating me. You keep asking me. And at the end of the conversation, you always let me go because I'm actually not a threat. And I'm really not involved in anything. And you guys run my background every time and you see everything that I'm doing. And I'm actually not involved in anything or connected to anyone or doing anything. And no matter what happens, they always want me to go in for some kind of procedure. And I'm always refusing. I get back into the States and I realize now this game has changed. I'm a Canadian. I have a green card. I'm not one of the bad aliens. I'm supposed to be one of the good aliens, right? Canadians. But they're treating me like I'm totally alien. They're treating me like I'm the biggest hostile threat to the universe. Why is that? That's the way it's going to be from now on. Until things change, until another administration comes in, or until something is clearly different. We really can't travel anymore because if you leave the States, you're not going to be able to get back in. And they're harassing people, they're interrogating people, and they're throwing people out of the country left, right, and center. And anybody who's been hiding, they're throwing them out. Anybody who's got any kind of immigration issue, they're throwing them out. And I don't actually have any illegal status. I mean, I'm a Canadian and my wife's American, and we're actually not a fake marriage. It's been a real marriage, and we've been married for a long time. Married for more than 10 years now, and we've got 3 kids, another baby expecting on the way. I'm back in the States now. I'm going back to law school, and everything's going fine, and trying to take all my classes and studying the law, of course, and thinking about my plan. And I get a call from the FBI in Houston. They have some documents that they need to serve me. I'm being subpoenaed. I go down to the FBI. I get the papers. I'm being subpoenaed as a witness in a federal case in Virginia. I start freaking out. I'm like wondering what's happening. Why am I being subpoenaed? What was I a witness to? I don't really know anything. Who's in Virginia? What's going on? What is this case about? A grand jury indictment, subpoena as a witness, Salim Siddiqui. I'm trying to figure out the information, figure out what's really going on. I'm getting a little nervous because this is the kind of thing that happens, and then you get subpoenaed, and then you're in an orange jumpsuit living on an island somewhere, and you're like, what the frack? I'm not the guy you're looking for. Yeah, shut up. I talk to people at my law school, get the dean involved. They kind of ignore me. They recommend I go to some legal aid. I contact some legal aid in Virginia. They tell me I'm going to be flown up by the government to appear as a witness for the grand jury. My name's Salim Siddiqui. I'm one of the federal witnesses that Gordon Kromberg used in the Virginia case.